it's a matter of the expectations. Now the expectations are incredible. When a customer contact me or Alessandro, my company, or the company of Alessandro, they are expecting that really we can have the crystal ball and see the future.
Okay, today we are at SDA Bocconi Asia Centre, and today we happen to have Professor Poli and Professor Recla with us. We'll be covering things regarding analytics, or specifically we'll be covering the nature of how analytics in business has moved from how things happen to how things will happen. So this is the aspects that we want to cover largely, and we'll do it sector-wise. So before we deep dive into the video, let's have a quick introduction of our guests. So we'll start with Professor Poli. So why don't you quickly introduce yourself to our audience?
Yes, my name is Maurizio Poli. I work for SDA Bocconi School of Management, mainly in Milano and here in the SDA Bocconi Asia Centre. And I work also a bit around the world, mainly Europe and United States. I'm both an academic and a professional, so I share my life between teaching and researching for the academy, and professionally I have a couple of consultancy companies that I run.
Right.
My name is Alessandro Recla. I teach statistics, data analytics, data visualization in Milano, mainly in Bocconi University and SDA Bocconi, but also here in the campus since 3 years ago. I started with statistics in 2006, so it's a long time that I'm a lecturer of this topic, but mainly I'm a professional. So I'm the CEO of a small consultancy company that is called Analytics Arts, and this is my main business. Okay.
Right. Where do you get the motivation to manage business and students?
I love to interact with students because they can know what is the importance of the topics that they can learn during the lectures. Also, because I can bring many examples from real life, real situation that I have. Also, for me, is a way to improve, to learn also from the students, and I love also to have students from different backgrounds. Also here, they are very different from the Italian students, so that I used to interact with.
Right. Professor, how do you level out the field when it comes to teaching students? Because students, they come from different experience, probably from different sectors doing an MBA, and they all want to thoroughly synthesize data and take better managerial decisions. So when you start your class, how do you level out the field and then take it ahead from there?
Yes, we used to have dishomogeneous classes that are a very different level. And so it's not so easy for us to understand the level, to understand the homogeneity. So we have in our program initial courses that are preparatory courses to get all of the same base on the same level. And so in these first courses, we are getting know where is the starting point. I know that many students are usually scared about this kind of topic because they learn in the undergraduate maybe with the theoretical part, many formulas that without understanding the meaning. So we are trying to look at the practical part. We are trying to interact a lot with the students, doing assignments, group works, also some quizzes, live quizzes during the classes. And at the end, they are enjoying a class that maybe at the beginning they are scared about. So this is the way we are teaching.
Right. Awesome. Professor, so when you speak numbers or speak facts, it's considered to be the gospel that, okay, this is objective. But lately, because of the sample size and because of the diversity of the data that is there right now, in probably every sector, how to differentiate between good data and bad data in different probably sectors? As a management student, what should I probably focus on and what should I not focus on?
What I commonly say to my students, every level, I teach also executive students here and in Milano, but also IMB, of course. I say, if you want to cook a fantastic dish, the first thing you have to take care of are the ingredients. Because if you start with bad ingredients, You can be a 3-star Michelin chef, but you will cook nothing or a terrible thing. Clearly, you can leverage on the reputation of those who are collecting data. Clearly, you can leverage on internal data, and so you can check by yourself the quality. So internal, external, primary, secondary data. For every case, you have to pay attention to, because, for example, nowadays, everybody is talking about the data you can find in the web, in the social media, but data in the web and the social media could be very, very biased.
Right.
For example, sentiment analysis. Okay, you are Procter and Gamble. You want to see, or you are Tata, or you are any other company with a big brand. You want to see the sentiment about the brand. You look in the social media. Social media could be very biased, because commonly who writes on the social media about a brand, about the product? The enthusiastic, and those who are really, really, really with a terrible opinion. Okay, those who are pissed off about something. So I mean, sometimes you have to handle these kind of things. And so again, what's the need of a manager? Understand that there is a problem. Probably there's no one solution,
Right.
but the first thing is to be aware of the problem, to be aware that you have ingredients that are maybe not so good. So you have to explore the ingredients, prepare the ingredients. That's the main message that we are spreading out.
So, Professor, as per my rudimentary understanding, data is now less about how things happened. Initially, we had models of understanding later after things happened, how it happened. But right now, it's moving more towards understanding how things will happen. So, this shift of data collection and probably interpretation and forecasting, how is it done sector-wise? Because after MBA, a lot of students, the hot jobs are consulting, finance, and marketing, and there are a couple of others. But in these three sectors, probably, how are things changing?
There is this trend to substitute real data with synthetic data generated by generative AI. And I think that could be useful to improve the quality of some information, but we have to pay a lot of attention, because Gen AI is based on what is the past. It's not the current thinking, the current situation that you can ask directly to the consumer. So I think that, yes, we have to take care of to use also Gen AI, but we have to continue to collecting fresh data, original data, if you want to have a more updated result about the market.
Right.
Mhm.
Very, very powerful. Okay, so there is this joke that I read on the internet that the joke was, at one hand there were progressions of how data analytics has improved, and on the other slide there was still you can't predict weather. So I mean so what's happening? There is just chaos theory, or we don't have enough models to maybe do a long term prediction, or this is just for the short term.
Oh, the point is that, it's kind of increasing expectations. That is, in the past, I mean, I started to work in 1990, and I was working in consultancy before I joined SDA Bocconi School of Management. And the requirements, the expectations for prediction were very, very, very poor if we compare them to now. So clearly, now, 30 years after, and with all the development, the expectations are very, very high. So you have never enough of what you can get from data. So clearly, the more we have data, the more you want to read in details the future. So if before you could accept that I give you, I don't know, monthly sales, now you ask me monthly sales by channel, by geographical area, by single consumer, because clearly the more we are accumulating data, the more is the capacity of analyzing all this data. I don't know. We're making, for example, a model in Italy for a chain of shops. There are 800 shops in Italy. Up to some years ago, it was enough for them to have a general forecasting of categories, okay, per, let's say, 3 different blocks of shops: big, medium, small. Now they want a, single shop prediction for each and every category. So clearly, machine learning is helping. clearly. But this, of course, it's what you're saying. What you're saying, that is, on one side, more and more data useful for forecasting. On the other side, more and more people unsatisfied or that wants to satisfy their need. But it's a matter of the expectations. Now the expectations are incredible. When the customer contact me or Alessandro, my company, or the company of Alessandro, they are expecting that really we can have the crystal ball and see the future. So, and you mentioned the short run and the long run. Let's be sincere. In the long run, which is probably nowadays 3 years, 5 years, nobody knows what is going to happen. Because let's be sincere. I mean, 2 years ago, the same conversation we are having was without ChatGPT. ChatGPT was launched in November, and with was done in November 2020. It was launched. ChatGPT 3.5 was public in November 2022. So now, 2 years after, we are talking about generative AI all around us and so on. So it's very, very, very tough. So clearly, the amount of data we have available, the technology we have available, the way we can squeeze out of data products, because generative AI now, we are talking about products, it's huge. On the other side, the expectations are very. Yeah.
Mhm. Yes, the problem is that the customers want something that cannot be done. For example, forecasting for 10 years, 20 years. So our role, but also the role of the students after the IMB, when they are start working, to guide, to say that to use in the right way the analysis, because you can build a model, but you know that the reliability of the result is very, very poor. It's like guessing, tossing a coin. So it's not the real result.
Right. Okay, Professor, so speaking of GPT, recently I read GPT also introduced 1.0 Pro. It's the updated version of GPT 4.0. And that costs in Indian national rupees, it's 17,000 per month subscription. So it says that model can also do an analysis for you, run tests on it, and then give you answer of any problem that you probably ask that model. So as a student, I want to understand what are the limitations of those. Also, how do I ask the right question? We can probably, like, it's sector specific, and if you have any anecdotes, you can probably share.
Well, the point of the development of generative AI, it's a very sensitive point, especially in education, not only in business, because in education, clearly the point is, okay, up to which extent we just suggest, we allow, we give students the possibility of using AI, because clearly you cannot remove AI from the scene. Is there? Okay, so definitely it's a very wild situation. Again, what we try to teach is the right way to use AI. Up to now, up to the level we are now, AI is a fantastic skill empowering. So if you already have a skill, you can empower this a lot. Okay, so why this? Because if you have a skill, you know how to do the right questions, you know how to prompt in a sequence that is driving the generative AI in the right direction. If you don't have skills and you use in a very generic way, I have plenty of examples I show in class. Of course, the answer is generic. The answer is very generic. And so, again, the idea is, because let's be honest, everybody's talking about generative AI, but if we try to mention a effective project in one business, leveraging only on generative AI, that now, I mean, it's very hard. It's very hard because everybody is talking. Okay, Bloomberg has made Bloomberg GPT, very good, but it's not really business. It's something that is empowering the platform of Bloomberg. It's not changing, a game changer in the business of finance. It's definitely making Bloomberg platform more power. So again, it's a matter of understanding how to use all this stuff, and what is really, really, really important to understand, and for us, it's very difficult to keep the pace, is the speed.
Right.
The speed at which this is happening. I have slides of examples I prepared 4 months ago, 5 months ago, and they're old now, because now after 5 months, the same thing can be done even better with another tool. So it's very hard. It's very hard, and it's a big challenge. It's a big challenge. But again, we go back to the importance of the ingredients. How do you train AI? You train AI with the ingredients. Okay, so why we have hallucination? Why we have troubles of biases and so on? Because of course, if you train an AI system with biased ingredients, you have a biased result.
Wow.
I think that, in my opinion, Gen AI for the students could be like having a very smart guy with you every time. But if you want to learn, you have to do the things by your own. Then you can also use the Gen AI to improve the quality of your answer and so on. But if you are not studying, yes, you have the answer of all the questions at your disposal. You have like the best student in the class with you, but you are not learning. So I think that is very important, an assessment where you are on the scene, the student is on the scene, have to prove that he or she learned the thing directly on the doing the things.
Right,
Mhm.
right. So what does industry also expect? Because a lot of them, they don't adopt very early because they have privacy and security concerns for their own organizations. So let's just say if I'm graduating, what am I expected to know by the industry? Because every management student now needs to add a techno managerial kind of um, application to the way they do things, irrespective of the sector. So if you have any angle sector wise, also we can discuss, like for management consultants or for finance or for marketing, what are some things you're expected to know if you're graduating in 2024 and yeah.
Well, to be honest, I don't think that there is so much, let's say, difference among industry and sectors in understanding how to use these kind of tools, because in the end, it's always a matter of mm, again transforming data into information. So I mean, in finance, I was talking with some students before this video, and they were asking me, in finance, what's the situation? Clearly, in finance, you can definitely invest your time, invest your preparation for fintech. Everybody is pushing in fintech, and India is probably the second stock market per growth in the last years after United States. So I'm pretty sure that fintech is growing a lot in India. And so what you have to learn about fintech, you have to learn again how to transform data into information, because in the end, the history is that. So you have algorithms. Okay, so you have machine learning, you have neural network, you have random forest, you have the algorithms. The important thing is that you transform your business problem, your business opportunity in an algorithm, or in the usage of the algorithm. So fintech, retail, e-commerce. E-commerce is exploding. Also in India, for example, now we have this challenge of delivery in 30 minutes, delivery in 1 hour, delivery. This means supply chain optimization. But in the end, the root of everything is for them to be able to transform the business problem, the business opportunity, in a good question. Because maybe at a certain level, we are not teaching them again to become data scientists. At a certain level, they should raise the hand and say, okay, we need a data scientist. But we need to know how to make the right question and how to use in the right way the solution. Because again, I don't think this is so much industry specific, because I mean, if I were in their shoes, and I'm preparing an interview for finance, I will simply read a bit how to, maybe on ChatGPT, ask how finance can be helped by generative AI. But the answer will be very generic. I mean, course will be leveraging on technique, on technology to transform data into information. That's really, and of course, being able to use this in the future. The sectors that are investing most in this, of course, are e-commerce. But think about healthcare. how much we can use, how much we can do in healthcare with this kind of things. Okay, again, there is a problem of privacy, there is a problem of collecting data, but
Right. What are some of the upcoming probably sectors you can see booming in India because of this techno integration of things in business?
well, definitely, small businesses are taking a big advantage of this situation because the cost of developing this kind of analysis is going down. As you were mentioning, there is no need for having full-time resources dedicated. Even the cost of the tools, the cost of data storage, the cost of calculus capacity. I mean, you can buy from Amazon, you can buy from the cloud capacity. So definitely, small businesses are definitely leveraging a lot on this. Maybe being more flexible, they can be also more, original in the approach. On the other side, which are the booming sector? That's the crystal ball. Well, definitely, I would bet on retail, luxury, because I think India is not fully exploited for what is related to luxury. Fintech, analytics. A lot of companies are putting in India the data center, the headquarter of analytics. In India, you have the ideal system. Okay, a lot of people with a good preparation in engineering, computer science, the connection. So definitely, but probably, yeah, luxury, agriculture. I think India could do very well, because of probably the gap that still there is between the agriculture level now and agriculture level in Europe. So maybe the gap could be really fulfilled in a very short time.
I do agree. I work with my company with many small businesses. So I learned that now they can access easily these kind of things, but they need also this. So there are a lot of opportunities, but they need to do if they want to stay on the market. So yes, I do agree about the sectors. Luxury, I see a lot of opportunities, and yes, the same that Professor Poli said.
Perfect. Professor, thanks for your time. Thanks for doing it after a very tiring day. I personally enjoyed a lot, and I'm sure our viewers will enjoy this conversation as well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Guys, if you like this video, do let us know in the comments below. If any of your questions were left unanswered, please do comment. We'll make sure we get back to you with an answer from both the professors. And do let us know which other B school would you like us to cover next. Also, there's a link in the description that talks more about SDA Bocconi and the courses that they offer. So please do check that out. Meanwhile, this is Saif from Team Inside IM signing off.